চরণ তলে একলা তলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় করে তবে বর্ষা দলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে
Thank you for joining the team. I'm back after a long time. I'm sure the audio is coming fine, right? Extra post, share and tag your friend. Yeah, I didn't want to kind of drag him into this. I tagged Shubhendu and some other people who knew about it outside the government, outside let's say the political party directly, etc. I tagged Sanjeev Sanyal and Smita ma'am. By the way, guys, there's one other topic that we are going to discuss today. Wait, my face is not here, right? You all can only hear my voice. Lol. The OBS is so weird, man. You all could hear my voice, I'm sure, right? Yeah. This is hilarious. So there's one other topic I wanted to get to, but I could not mention it in the thumbnail and in the title because it was becoming so clustered. The Agnimitra Paul and milk boiling issue, that's also something we're going to discuss today and comment on. But it's kind of a forgotten issue almost, or at least let's say it's kind of died down now. That's why I did not put it in the thumbnail, but we will discuss it. And the associated angles with it, like will we ever really bother about aesthetics and beauty in our streets? Will we have clean streets, or will we wait for clean streets until everybody has a Tesla, etc.? Okay, because that's what commies are saying, that first do this, first do that, first do X, first do Y, and then you'll think about removing encroachments. At that point it becomes a chicken and egg problem, because if you don't have a nice city, nobody's going to come here, and if they don't come here, if nobody comes here, you are not going to have a situation where you can create substitutes for encroachment people. Okay, wait, where did my message go? Yeah, here is my message. Yeah, and I wanted to also discuss how the Hindutva supporting, BJP supporting keyboard warriors, who are the unpaid foot soldiers of BJP, they are again winning the war for BJP, guys. Debjit Sarkar does come in here. He has absolutely nuked the commies. Every Bengali who follows West Bengal politics remotely knows what happened, what Debjit Sarkar did. That's why I'm doing this live stream in English, because I want you all to know the fascinating, crazy, and as well as awesome things that are happening in Bengal. There are some awesome things, there are some bad things, but we will live react to Debjit Sarkar's that small speech as well, where he counters all commies and nukes them, and we will discuss why there's still a bunch of problems with it. And then there's VHP stuff. But more importantly, guys, being angry is so tiring. My God, it takes away, it fatigues you so much. That it's therefore it's called crippling anger. When that attack happened on me last year on 17th August, so it's been more than a year. I'm still waiting for justice. 2.5 lakhs down in loans, debt, and still haven't seen an iota of justice. Not a shred, not a sniff, whiff of justice. I'm just waiting for the law to take its own course, and I'm not taking matters into my own hands. So many people have casually, jokingly suggested that just hire some goons and beat them up, as if I need to hire goons to beat them up. But I am having my faith on the law, and the law has not rewarded me so far. So the crippling anger that I faced after that day's incident was so fatiguing, so tiring, so essentially crippling. Functionality becomes a huge issue because all the time, all the while, every passing breath, you're just angry and angry and angry, shaking with anger and a rumbling stress and anger, and almost my hands used to shake at that point all the time. Today my hands are shaking again, and when I was face to face with one of the main attackers, to do out of court settlement, and the amount that he suggested was 10 to 20,000 rupees, which I said no to, and he also casually said okay, and he has not brought it up ever again, because he's very casual and calm about it, because he believes his friends in BJP will save him after the municipality elections, or his friends in Trinamool will become BJP councillors, which they will actually, and then he'll be saved, and the law won't come after him. Maybe he thinks BJP will try to pester me into not pursuing any case against him further, all of which are not going to happen. But the anger today I'm facing is the same. The anger today that I'm feeling today, seeing at least 4 of my attackers in the Trinamool Durga Puja again this time, blocking this time not the entire road but at least half the road. That's the directive they apparently got from the BJP MLA, local BJP MLA, who as far as I know does not know of their particular shenanigans and what happened with me. She doesn't know me. And then I hear the attackers' voices in the neighborhood microphones, megaphones, announcing that. Then the councillor comes, who is in Trinamool, who every rumor mill suggests that he will contest on a BJP ticket, and he will, I guess, win maybe. He might not, but let's see. CPM is really strong in these places, and CPM is gaining steam every day. But what happened today in my neighborhood was, so there's something called Khuti Pujo. Bengalis, please explain this to non-Bengalis. What is Khuti Pujo? So the Khuti Pujo for the Durga Pujo happened today. That TMC councillor came to inaugurate it. The BJP MLA was also supposed to come. She did not in the end come, but that would have been a big endorsement of it. Although this puja is not happening under Trinamool's banner, it even did not kind of before as well. Officially it's a women-run Durga Puja, although it's just another black money festival. It used to be headed by Arup Biswas, now it's not. So since it's not under the Trinamool banner, and since pretty much everybody knows someday they are going to join BJP anyway, these people they have nowhere else to go other than be part of a political party. And a fuck up for BJP happened during this incident today. And those who have seen my live stream know exactly what happened. By the end of the live stream, we realized, okay, Papya Adhikar is, I guess, not coming, but therefore that should be the opposite of an endorsement for this particular puja. What ended up happening is the same side effect of lack of clarity, lack of strong decision making that you usually see from BJP, except 1 or 2 people like Shubhendu and Yogi in the entire country, happened again today in my neighborhood as well. The exact same thing. The lack of clarity among BJP leaders, ministers today is about exactly what is the degree to which we are supposed to be close or be distant from Trinamool. Nobody has a clear answer on that. Right after the election results, I think BJP top brass had the directive that don't take any post holder from Trinamool. Take only the ground level unnamed people, the Karyakartas of Trinamool, who may or may not have joined Trinamool just because they had to. Then the directive became that we will take only the good Trinamools. That of course can be done on data if they take accurate ground reports and stuff. But of course, the ground report about my neighborhood did not reach the right places. And now the directive is that the leaders are also joining, because some of them were Dhurandhars helping BJP staying in Trinamool, so they are getting a reward. Some will come just because of BJP's lack of organizational strength on the ground, and all the nameless people will join just because they want some political party to be part of, and Trinamool doesn't exist right now. So pretty much everybody is going to join. But how deliberately, how shamelessly, or how proudly, BJP people, BJP ministers, MLAs, I don't think are clear on that. Therefore, Papya Adhikari first tells them, yeah, she's coming to inaugurate it. News spreads like wildfire in the entire ward that guys, Trinamool's puja is going to be endorsed by Papya Adhikari. Even though it's not under a Trinamool banner, nobody gives a shit, obviously. Everybody knows it's Trinamool's puja. 3 of my attackers were in the organization because they were women, and another attacker was roaming around. And that other male attacker says something which is where BJP has fucked up big time, at least in this location today. And I posted another friend's post. See it on my community tab. A lady called Rima Dash. I know her since my music days. She used to be a guitarist. Now she has been a BJP Karyakarta since 2020, 2021. She has also posted that something has happened in Boranagar on similar lines. Some guy who was a hardcore Trinamool supporter used to threaten that lady friend's 60-year-old mother for being a BJP supporter's mother, etc. was today on stage with BJP people getting tied Rakhis and stuff. So, two hilarious takeaways happened today. One is, news spread fast that Papya Adhikari is endorsing it. And in the end, even though Papya Adhikari didn't come, we heard it. If people who were on the live stream might have heard it. I don't know how good the audio quality was, but when I was doing the live stream, people just beside me, around me, in every tea stall, etc., were saying that, haha, see, that's BJP's puja now, and they have Papya Adhikari's blessings now, haha, see, this is what was supposed to happen. So the damage that Papya Adhikari probably avoided, the supposed damage that she supposedly avoided by not coming and endorsing the puja, that damage actually has happened, even though she has not come, because she said she will come, and the puja in the end ultimately is happening with the same people. Secondly, when I'm walking back home, listen to it on the live stream. One male attacker of mine is also getting back home. We are all in the same neighborhood. One Trinamool supporter comes and asks him, Dada, the puja is really happening, And that guy says, yes, BJP has been driving us out of our homes, has been killing so many of our people. Why won't we do this puja? Even though nothing of that sort has happened in the entire Tollygunj constituency, assembly constituency, okay? None of these people have been harmed. Not a feather has fallen on their head, not remotely even an egg. They've just stayed back at home mostly, and now they walk around and roam about as well. Hearing his encouragement, that other Trinamool supporter gets very worked up, excitedly says, yes, 100 times yes, this is our puja, why won't we do it? In a matter of 2 seconds, the entire self-esteem issue that this guy had as a Trinamool supporter, 4th May afternoon onwards, disappeared. His confidence and pride of being a Trinamooli went back to the exact spot it was on 3rd May. That was achieved today by Trinamool. This news is going to spread in every ward in Trinamool, in Tollygunj constituency. And since similar stuff has happened in other constituencies, Trinamool tomorrow morning onwards is going to be a different Trinamool. Their confidence is up now. And since they know that nobody's going to beat them up and everybody doesn't have FIRs against them, they used to threaten people to not file FIRs against them. What the fuck are you going to arrest them with for having been Trinamooli criminals? And this is what I said to my retarded BJP supporter viewers 5th, 6th May onwards. That, wait, why are you going around actively decreasing the fear in the hearts of Trinamooli's? That fear at least is justified, it's deserved. Why are you going so far ahead to make sure they do not feel any remote fear, guilt, some shame at all? Why do they have to be as free a citizen as you and me today? Why not at least just wait for 2 days? And at that point, my retarded Dehati BJP supporter viewers said, no, Dada, you don't understand. Yogi did that, Yogi did this. No, there's no problem. There's just going to be a some gunda law bill brought, and then everything is going to. First of all, that gunda bill has a clause, as far as at least Shuman Chattopadhyay is concerned, says that you must have at least one conviction in the last 7 years to have that law applied to you. Even though there's massive scope for misuse and harassment of non-criminals, even then it won't actually probably be used on any Trinamooli, because who the fuck has one at least conviction in Trinamool? Yeah, maybe a guy who is already in jail. Not these random little terrorists in every neighborhood. So you see, I was right and the Hathis were wrong once again. What a surprise. So big L for BJP on this matter, at least. Hilarious L. News has spread that there's no problem, do your puja proudly. And why do you think they are still asking to do their own puja? Why can't they just join BJP and make BJP do its puja? BJP wanted to do a puja here as well. They then decided to not. Trinamool went directly to the MLA and asked permission for this puja and told, see ma'am, we are not doing it under the Trinamool banner, etc. And they got the permission. And our neighborhood has an original colony puja, because we are all Bangladeshi refugees from 1950. That original puja has been going on from 1950. This Trinamooli puja started from 2011. What is the desperation of these Trinamooli assholes to do a parallel Durga puja in the same neighborhood, blocking half the road? Our main puja doesn't happen in the middle of the road. What is it? It is just keeping up their TMC ground organization intact, coalescing them, right? And whenever required, they'll get behind and get against people. Right now, they'll support the Trinamooli councillor who will become a BJP councillor, I guess. And they'll coalesce against me as well. So this entire puja is nothing but a show of strength for Trinamool. That was allowed. And what it was supposed to achieve is give a confidence boost to every Trinamooli in the locality. That has also been achieved. Blocking half the road. While Agnimitra Paul is going around asking people to vacate footpaths. Blocking half the road. Half an arterial road. Right now it's already creating traffic jams. What's going to happen during Durga Puja? It used to be completely blocked, now it's half blocked. Okay, this topic is done. I'll check some comments for a while, then get to the other topics. We'll get to Debjit Sarkar first, because he did an insane thing. Nuked Commies for days. Commies have not recovered from it at all. The BJP adjacent keyboard warriors are doing an insanely stellar job. Massive job. You open Facebook, bro. Countless Bengali-speaking Bengali handles writing in Bengali are destroying commies day in and day out, who have no direct connection with BJP whatsoever, are just BJP supporters and maybe no one MLA, one councillor here, that kind of a thing. We will get to that. Let me have a sip of water and Aditya Kumar Chaudhary. Yeah, we will have to discuss the VHP issue as well. That's an interesting topic. Namaskar guys. Rajesh sir has already turned into anti-BJP. His words are DS. That's a different topic. But someone was asking me to contact Rajesh Nandi. Now, what I've heard from other people is that he has an exclusive contract with Beer Biceps, so he won't be able to come on any other podcast. Has he come on any other podcast? He hasn't really, right? West Bengal CM. Shuvendu's speech in front of JU was insane. Guys, listen. We all know Shuvendu has had his fair share of shenanigans. Commies bring it up every day as if no sinner can have a future, according to Commies, only when it comes to Shuvendu, even though we have examples of Valmiki himself. All of a sudden Commies are very angry about the sort of claim and truism and rumors that Shuvendu was the one who allegedly organized the Maoists to help Mamta overthrow Tata as well as Buddhadev Bhattacharya. All of them now hate Shuvendu for doing that. The Commies, okay? That's hilarious. He has come on many podcasts, including twice on Arihants. That was in his earliest days. After that, I think he did a contract. Shuvendu's clarity is a thing to look out for. What he says he wants to do, you must believe that it's probably going to end up happening. And he's no Thomas Sowell or Lee Kuan Yew, so you and I are not going to agree with all of his policies, but this confusion is a big time problem in a diverse and versatile, vulnerable democracy like ours. Shuvendu Janata Party is a metaphorical thing inside BJP today. It is a coalition partner, so to speak. RSS, Bharatiya Janata Party, and Shuvendu Janata Party are in a coalition, and I believe pretty soon it's going to end up BJP Bengal is entirely going to become Shuvendu Janata Party. It's going to be BJP in name only, but Shuvendu has his parallel institutions, leadership, hierarchy, influences, etc. If all of that gets intertwined with BJP completely, if BJP gets absorbed into Shuvendu Janata Party, then at least you might be able to expect some efficiency on whatever bullshit or the good stuff they want to do. It will at least probably get done. So far, the way things are going on, we are not going to see a quantum significant jump in West Bengal's fortunes, and if we do not do a quantum significant jump, we are never catching up to Karnataka, Maharashtra, etc., Gujarat. So I'm hopeful what happens in September, because in September we'll probably have a new budget, we'll probably have a new BJP president, BJP's Shuvendufication might be complete by then, as well as Trinamulification, but it will be under Shuvendu firmly. That might lead to good things. If that also doesn't lead to significantly good things, that we get blown the fuck away by, then you must admit that you must give up. That nothing significant is going to happen. It's going to be 5 years of proportionate improvement, incremental nice cities, etc. Same Lohibaji is happening in North Damdam. TMC goons are made Mandal GCs. Sanjeev Goenka recently confirmed that he scaled his inherited business from 4,000 to 1 lakh crore empire by intentionally spending outside of Bengal while continuing to reside in Kolkata. People due to suffering from Congress to TMC and from peaceful Dharam Sankat. Why BJP mum for Bangladesh, Hamas, kind cheap tactics? BJP still appeasing Ganglur, Northeast India. Foreign policy, there's no point commenting on it. There's hardly any point criticizing it really, unless at best you can say our nation heads were not brave enough. But at any point in geopolitics, in foreign policy, there are so many unknowns that you are operating with that the people at the top are not. That is just almost, we are not even in the same conversation. So the people in the know-how can say that yes, that's how we will prevent them from going into the laps of China directly, etc. भाई $4 trillion इकोनॉमी है और सिग्निफिकेंटली जीडीपी बढ़ाने के लिए जो पॉलिसीज़ चाहिए, जैसे पॉलिसीज़ चाहिए वैसे पॉलिसीज़ को कोई पसंद नहीं करता है इंडिया के पॉलिटिकल मेन स्ट्रीम में. 80 to 90 to I think 92-94% of BJP supporters do not themselves support policies which will make a sea change in India's economy, because they don't have any idea, because they are brain orientation wise, all of them are commies, economics wise. सरकार को कुछ करना चाहिए, सरकार वो free में क्यों नहीं दे रही है, etc. Only after Modi said some things about bravery, a bunch of right-wingers pretended to be pro-capitalism for a while, and then the Sanatan AC temperaturist guy came in and picked up all their poop brains again, and all of them got convinced of a mysterious third option with a Sanskrit name, which is not really communism, not really unbridled capitalism, but is something in the between, but is also not socialism. So, in the end, the answer can only be either of two things. Either you have blind faith on the government, or you have blind faith on the capitalists. On somebody or the other, in the end, to some degree, you are having blind faith. You are entrusting them with a bunch of things that you know if they screw up, you are very screwed. But you do take that into account. But trusting the government blindly is not taking us anywhere, especially, and it cannot take us anywhere, as we see from the results of such policies in Soviet Union, West Bengal, Kolkata, Kerala, Venezuela, Cuba, etc. And more so because they are a government is a faceless entity, where people with accountability come and go, but the people who are getting help from that faceless entity are not accountable to that person. And the self-interest is very messy. Their incentive structures are messy. The incentive structure, there is no incentive structure to do good for the country, because who the fuck in Indian history has won elections because they did something awesome, guys? Look at Bengal. Jyoti Basu screwed the state, CM for 24 years. Buddhadev Bhattacharya tried to turn around the state, almost succeeded, 10 years. Mamta ravished the state, 15 years. Modi's fate has also come down to 240, even though he has done so much development, infra, freebies. So the only personal interest on which you can reliably have faith on as an outsider when you are judging a third person or a person you do not know personally, the biggest, most surefire faith you can have on that guy is to do what is in his best interest, right? Therefore, what is in a Neta's self-interest the most? It is absolutely not doing what's best for the country, because they do not get votes for that. Whatever truly good things are done for the country by any Neta or any bureaucrat or any police officer is only and only because of the personal integrity of that person, personal patriotism of that person. Our country runs on personal integrity. Our country has no fucking system. We do not have a bad system or a good system. We do not have a system. We do not have systems thinking. All we have is faith on good people to come to power. Because even an educated person, a learned person like Dr. Ambedkar says, a good document can become bad in the hands of a bad person. What the fuck? Then your document is bad. Your document must presume that an asshole will come to power. Why wouldn't an asshole come to power? An asshole seeks power, will stoop down to any asshole he means to get to power. And here you are making a document that becomes bad in his hand? What the fuck is that retarded view? Our documents have to be asshole proof, and it's not. So in that situation, where there are no incentive structures, how about you instead have your faith on the guy who for his self-interest will make his company and himself as rich as possible? You know that's what he wants to do. And what happens when he does that? Employment is generated, you get better products. What happens when politicians look after their most favorite personal interests, everybody goes to hell. So, socialism sucks. To remind everyone, capitalism is awesome, free markets are great, and we are not going to get any quantum jump because nobody believes in this stuff. Are you saying we need a public-facing think tank to act as an interface between people? I know you will not answer still. Do you think BJP building hate narrative among West Bengal people against 60%? No, Sandy Leonard, I don't think they have started as of now. So far, the commies are getting into that trap, okay? Retarded commies think BJP does not have the capability to weaponize this against them. So far, it's the commies who are saying that, see, BJP is bringing Brahmanvad into Bengal, into Bengal's culture, etc. Where the fuck? They are not. But, and even though the commies have been the biggest culprits in that, if we talk about discrimination just on the basis of representation in different positions of power, right? But what I'm telling you is, the moment push comes to shove, BJP will play that card. They just won't play it right now because there's already so much heat behind them. Just imagine if Chandrababu was born in Bengal. What your opinion or any inside stuff? Purvodaya is upliftment of corporates or real people, new era colony? I forgot what's Purvodaya. I have heard that phrase somewhere. Can anybody remind me? What about the blackmailing that don't say anything to BJP, Congress, aa jayegi, desh barbaad ho jayega, everywhere I go I hear this, every argument this. Then maybe you point out a few awesome things that Congress did do. Okay? क्योंकि भाई अभी तक बंगाल का जो रिपोर्ट कार्ड है बीजेपी को लेकर और इन जनरल सेंट्रल बीजेपी को लेकर भी जो रिपोर्ट कार्ड है कि yes, there were many plans, demands, Swachh Bharat, business hub, employment, etc. But mostly the most visible progress has happened in the matters of national security, right? And that's the case in West Bengal as well. The border fencing was not being possible because of the retarded former CM. Now it's happening. So West Bengal security is also in better hands. Then just point out some similar things by Congress or point out the non-national security related good stuff that Congress did every now and then. They must have done something. Whoever said think tank, we have AIM in one, ORF, Chanakya Forum, etc. They've only taken us so far. Yes. We have AIM in one. Yes. So guys, the next topic. Where are the titles? Yeah. VHP is Durga Pujo, okay? We will get to that a little later. But first, let's check out what Debjit Sarkar said to Commies. So the non-Bengali is here. You will understand more or less what he's saying, and I'll translate anyway. It's a short video. Commies, you all know, have forever said that BJP, anybody remotely associated with BJP is very uneducated, etc. It's a idiots party. Every conservative party in the world has this accusation because of what right-wing politics in general means, who it ends up fighting for, etc. And the things they say, only a certain kind of people find that palatable, etc. There are those issues. So that was the kind of stuff that Deepshita Dhar of CPIM, whose grandfather, as well as father, I think, grandfather at least, was a legendary, famous / infamous, depends on who you ask, CPIM leader, who allegedly became insanely rich by selling the plot or the land under all the factories that CPIM C2 managed to close down. Allegedly, okay? These are probably not true. And Deepshita Dhar was going around in that ABP Anando debate, again casually mocking BJP people that but you know this is about history and we cannot expect BJP people to at least be educated on anything or especially history, etc. So you know, now that was my time and now somebody else can speak. And then Debjit Sarkar, who is the official chief spokesperson of BJP West Bengal, gets to the stage. He launches a nuclear missile from which Bengali commies have not recovered even, like, it's been I think 4 days, 5 days. They cannot recover because everything he said were facts. and they the fire that speech by Debjit Sarkar lit on the tails of the commies, nobody has lit it that way, I think, so far, at least in Bengal. No other politician has been able to do that. They are almost facing a second partition. They feel like they have lost everything. They are now homeless because their firmest beliefs have been destroyed, shattered, mocked by Debjit Sarkar. But I will tell you what my problem is with, in the end, Debjit Sarkar saying these things and not somebody else, okay? We'll get to that. First, let's celebrate. Let's check my comment. RMH's comment. I can't see. It was just 6 months ago. After that, he's exclusive. Are you sure? Oh, 6 months ago on VAD as well. Oh, I guess then he doesn't have any exclusive thing. Okay, guys, check this out. So everybody has been making it viral. So many profiles have uploaded it on their own. What I'm looking for is the YouTube link. By the way, guys, for those of you who don't know, I think Sudipto Guho, who has been on our podcast many times, is also a BJP spokesperson. He was the first one who made this list of things, okay? Made a list of how many BJP, how many significant CPIM leaders were really educated at all. Sudipto Da first made that list, put it on Facebook, and that evening or the evening next, Debjit Sarkar was invited to that debate, and that's where he read out from that list, and things got so dire. Yeah, give me 2 minutes. Yeah, found it, guys. Sudipto Da and Dr. Rudraprasad Banerjee have been at it since after that as well, because a lot of commies brought up random fabricated proofs of the actual degrees of the claimed actual degrees of these CPIM leaders, but then Rudra Da and Sudipto Da debunked that as well. So there has been insanely hilarious stuff going on Facebook, and the latest update is that when Rudra Da and Sudipto Da asked for citations or some proof that who has said this, that this is his degree, etc., they were citing Ganashakti articles, which is the official mouthpiece of CPIM in West Bengal. Okay, guys, check this out. Okay, OBS. Let me remember, how do I cast it? Shit. Okay, I just remembered, thank God. I have to cast window capture, right? Oh, it isn't. Okay, then what am I supposed to do? Do it from here, right? Window capture, right, it's working. Cool. Can you all see the screen? Is it visible now? Okay, one more window capture. Great. Whew, OBS is interestingly tricky. Okay, why is this in front of my face? Okay, let's put this here. Y'all can see everything fine, right? Deepshita had just completed her argument, and she was chewing on something nice, laughing a victory laugh. doing a victory lap essentially, that haha, see how awesomely I debated, and then while she is going on chewing, she suddenly realizes, oh, what the fuck, I messed with the wrong marine. Oh, I forgot to put on my headphones because I'm so angry. My brain is not fully functioning. Check this out, guys.
কি নাকি আমরা
Check this out, guys.
অশিক্ষিত, ঘুরিয়ে ফিরে সেটাই বললেন। সত্যি তো বিজেপির লোকেরা ভয়ানক রকম অশিক্ষিত। আমি এই ধরনের কথাবার্তা ব্যক্তিগতভাবে কাউকে কোনোদিন আঘাত করিনি, কোনো জায়গাতেই করিনি। আজকে আমি ক্ষমা চেয়ে নিচ্ছি, মাপ চেয়ে নিচ্ছি আপনাদের কাছে। আশা করি এই জিনিসগুলো আপনাদের যারা নেতারা আপনাদের রোজ আমাদের অশিক্ষিত বলতে শেখায়, তাদের জন্য একটু আয়না ধরার ব্যবস্থা করলাম, আপনারাও একটুখানি পড়বেন। জ্যোতি বসু আপনাদের মহান নেতা, 4 বারে ব্যারিস্টার।
Did you see that body language? That was kind of weird, right? See the flippant attitude she has. That's a complete disrespect, because Debjit Sarkar is, after all, a senior lawyer, not officially a senior advocate, but a senior person, an older gentleman, and an able lawyer. And look at her expression. But the way Debjit Sarkar is setting it up is, see, we never get into personal attacks and stuff, but you guys keep on saying that we are uneducated, so I am being forced to, and he repeatedly apologizes, and before bringing out the educational qualifications of every CPIM leader, he goes on apologizing and pointing out that, see, we never want to do this personal attack and educational qualification business. I guess especially because there's controversy with Smriti Irani and Narendra Modi's degrees. But y'all have today brought us to this, and so I must. And guys, non-Bengalis, listen to the qualifications.
আয়না ধরার ব্যবস্থা করলাম, আপনারাও একটুখানি পড়বেন। জ্যোতি বসু আপনাদের মহান নেতা, 4 বারে ব্যারিস্টার, একদিনও কোনো কাজ করেনি। শুধু ব্যারিস্টার হিসেবে তার কত বুৎপত্তি ছিল সেটা বড় কথা নয়, কিন্তু যে পরীক্ষাটা তিনি দিতে গিয়েছিলেন সেটাতে তিনি অকৃতকার্য হওয়ার পরে তারপরে তিনি ব্যারিস্টারি পড়তে যান। ও হ্যাঁ, আপনাদের
So he's saying that first Jyoti Basu tried to get into law, he couldn't. Okritokarjo is what, failed or couldn't get in? His Bengali is above my pay grade, bro.
এখনকার নেতারা যেমন বাবার পয়সায় গাড়ি চেপে ঘোরেন, তিনি তার নিজের বাবার পয়সাতেই ব্যারিস্টারিটা পড়েছিলেন।
Then Debjit Sarkar points out that Jyoti Basu went to study barristery with his father's money in England.
কোন রকম মেধার যোগ্যতা নিয়ে তিনি ব্যারিস্টারিতে কোনো চান্স পাননি। বুদ্ধদেব ভট্টাচার্য, আমি কুর্নিশ করি, স্বীকার করি, আমি কোনো রকম জায়গাতে যাব না, কিন্তু যেভাবে আপনারা বলেন না যেন।
Yeah, he says that now it's Buddhadev Bhattacharya's turn, and even though I respect him, I salute him, but since y'all make him out to be such a significantly highly educated person, therefore I have to point out that he is a 42% BA pass guy from presidency, albeit.
আমরা এতটাই অখাদ্য এবং গোমুখু, আপনারা সবাই 100তে 110 পেয়েছিলেন। বুদ্ধবাবু কোনোদিন কিন্তু দাবি করেননি তিনি খুব।
Yeah, and he says this about all the CPM leaders, that these senior leaders, they never claimed themselves to be the most educated of all. It's you guys who are claiming it. So I have to point out that they were in fact not that educated.
অতি শিক্ষিত মানুষ, তিনি জানতেন তিনি বিএ পরীক্ষায় 42% মার্কস পেয়ে তিনি পাস করেছিলেন, তিনি কোনোদিন দাবি করেননি। কিন্তু আপনাদের কথাতে আমাকে আজকে এই কথাগুলো আপনাদের সামনে আনতে বাধ্য হচ্ছি। প্রমোদ দাশগুপ্ত আপনাদের মহান নেতা, বড় নেতা, তিনি কোনোদিন দাবি করেননি যে তিনি 12 ক্লাসের পরে অন্য কিছু পড়তে গিয়েছিলেন। আপনারা বলছেন বলে আমাকে আজকে বলতে হচ্ছে।
Pramod Dasgupta, legendary CPIM veteran, studied till class 12.
যে প্রমোদ দাশগুপ্ত তিনি 12 ক্লাসের পরে আর পড়েননি, কিন্তু তিনি কোনোদিন দাবি করেননি কাউকে। ওরা
Yeah, and he points out that Pramod Dasgupta never claimed it himself. Y'all are claiming him to be insanely educated and stuff.
টোটলক ইত্যাদি বলেননি, শুধু একবার বলে ফেলেছিলেন যে ক্ষমতা এলে বামেদের বেলুর মঠটাকে না কফি হাউস বানিয়ে দেওয়া উচিত।
And Pramod Dasgupta is the person who said that if someday Commies come to power. He said this before Commies came to power, obviously, that when Commies come to power, they must demolish the Belur Mutt, raze it to the ground, raze, and turn it into a coffee shop.
এটা উনি বলেছিলেন, সেটা নিয়ে সংবাদপত্রে তৎকালীন খবর হয়েছিল। বিনয় কোনার, হরে কৃষ্ণ কোনার, একজন অষ্টম শ্রেণী পাস, বিনয় কুমার চতুর্থ শ্রেণী পাস, কিন্তু
Two legendary brothers, Kisan Neta, C2 as well, I think, as far as I remember. Very, very militant, violent people. One is what, 8 pass and 5th standard and 8th standard.
তারা কোনোদিন দাবি করেননি যে তারা তার থেকে বেশি পড়াশুনো জানেন বা অন্যরা পড়াশুনো জানেন না।
They never
আপনারা
claimed it
বলছেন বলে
themselves.
আমি আজকে আপনাদের সামনে বলছি। শৈলেন দাশগুপ্ত স্কুল ড্রপ আউট, তিনি কোনোদিন বলেননি কাউকে, কিন্তু আপনারা আজকে এই কথাগুলো তুলছেন বলে আমি দেবজিৎ সরকার আপনাদের সামনে এই কথাগুলো বলতে বাধ্য হচ্ছি। এবং তারপরে হচ্ছে সরোজ মুখার্জি 12 পাস, অনিল বিশ্বাস গ্র্যাজুয়েট নন, বিএ পাস করতে পারেননি, ভর্তি হয়েছিলেন। সুভাষ চক্রবর্তীও তাই, দুজনেই ভর্তি হয়েছিলেন, বেচারীরা পাস করতে পারেননি। আর বিকাশ রঞ্জন ভট্টাচার্য আপনাদের এই মুহূর্তে থাকা, যিনি আমারও সিনিয়র, আমি সিনিয়র হিসেবে তাকে শ্রদ্ধা করি, কিন্তু তারও যে বর্ষে তিনি পাস করেছিলেন সেই বর্ষে পাস কিভাবে লোকে করেছিল সেটা নিয়ে সবাই মিলে কথা বলেছিলেন। তিনি সেখান থেকে লড়াই করে সেই বর্ষটিতে তিনি উত্তীর্ণ হয়েছে।
He's saying Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya, former Kolkata mayor, last CPIM mayor of Kolkata, and also a very qualified High Court lawyer. He's saying that there are issues about him, not him, let's say the year he graduated, there are controversies about leaks and stuff and cheating and stuff that year. But that's the year he passed. And he has an LLB degree. So what is the big fuss?
আমরা যারা একে অন্যের দিকে সবসময় এই ধরনের কথা বলি, যিনি সব থেকে বেশি বলেছেন যাদবপুর হচ্ছে শিক্ষা এগিয়ে থাকা একটা জায়গা, অবশ্যই তাই, আমরা স্বীকার করি যাদবপুর ইউনিভার্সিটি, যাদবপুর বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় শিক্ষাক্ষেত্রে এগিয়ে থাকা একটি নাম। কিন্তু সেখানে একজন লোক 16 বছর ধরে না 13 বছর ধরে কি করে মাস্টার ডিগ্রি থেকে পিএইচডি পেয়েছিলেন? এই
Yeah, the list is kind of done. Then he says that how can people do PhDs for 8 years, 10 years, 13 years? That should not be done. So how can they be that educated, etc.? Okay, that's the argument. Okay, now, I'll close this. I'm sure it will close because of that. Yeah, great. It closed, right? Okay, guys. So obviously this was a huge masterclass in debating in itself, because he set the stage, created a mystery, destroyed it. There was impact, there was after effect. There's after effect still going on today. There is still a huge problem, guys. Notice that the argument is that BJP ecosystem is not educated. CPIM ecosystem is educated. That's the argument essentially. Is my audio coming from only one ear, guys? I checked it and I couldn't help it. Let me know if that's the case. So, in general, yes, Debjit Sarkar did point out that a bunch of CPIM leaders, in fact, were not that educated. So what? Who are the people who speak for CPIM? Who are the academics who speak for CPIM versus who are the academics who speak for BJP? Then how is it going to work? This would have worked brilliantly if instead of Debjit Sarkar, it had been some journalist or some academic who was sent there under the garb of neutrality, but ends up and may have some, in fact, genuine disagreements with BJP, but BJP should have been intelligent enough to send such a guy, a journalist, a reputed journalist or a reputed academic, and they have such people in their folds, who would have said the exact same things and would have made completely a different, significantly more devastating impact. But more importantly, guys, the after effect of that would be more fruitful and long lasting and important. Here's why. BJP is still trying to be Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya all by its own. Their netas will do tolabaji. Their leaders will give the arguments, do live streams on Facebook, educate people on communism. They will be the ones to debate. They will run the government. And then they'll say system हमारा नहीं है. भोसड़ी के सब कुछ कौन चलाने को बोला था खुद से. ये सेंट्रलाइजेशन का प्रॉब्लम है. That they are not creating that or even incentivizing that ecosystem around them. That ecosystem is there, it's on its own dime. Like it's happened in the case of in the center as well. Desai Deepak, Sanjeev Sanyal, Anand Ranganathan were not paid by the BJP to become non-left influencers and stuff. But see the harm that it caused to BJP. Today BJP has no political rhetoric to win votes other than Bhimta. Not a single one. Today BJP cannot win votes because of development and stuff. National security, yeah, a bunch of right-wingers will vote on that. What will people mainly vote? The large mass of BJP supporters. Only and only and only for reservations. And caste politics and caste rhetoric. That situation would not have arisen if you didn't depend only on Shahzad Poonawalla and Debjit Sarkar to do your bidding. They do it on their own, they do it in press conferences, that's fine. In such a platform where it's actually a debate, it's not officially a political part, it's not the assembly. There you should send your non-political people who directly have zero links with BJP, maybe harshly criticize BJP on some things, but then because of that their appreciations or compliments, positive commentary on BJP becomes more credible and valuable. BJP doesn't understand this at all. We discuss this all the time. Many people say this all the time, so we are not going to start another craving of BJP doesn't fund academics and stuff. But what I'm pointing out to you is that Debjit Sarkar nuking the commies has its limitations. It doesn't solve other core problems. That's a huge problem that's just waiting to bite BJP in the ass. Again, a few years down the line. Mike, sometimes low voice, right? Okay, yeah, I'm speaking too softly at times. Okay, so you all had fun with Debjit Sarkar. Next topic is Ognimitra Paul. And in the end, we'll cover VHP's take on Durga Pujos. And then we will check out comment sections and live chat, because this is, after all, an audience interaction live stream. Anand, great to have you back on the live chat after a long time. So guys, non-Bengalis, I'm sure you all know it by now. Ognimitra Paul, our child welfare and women's welfare minister, I think. Former legendary fashion designer, Asansol MLA 2021. This time also, I guess, from Asansol, but she's a minister now. And I think Deputy CM, right? We have 2 Deputy CMs, I think. I have forgotten these things because they are so inconsequential. But Ognimitra Paul had the balls to be the first person in West Bengal to go around being rude to Dehatis and poor people who have no business encroaching on other people's properties. She was doing live streams every day, going around inspecting bazaars, random fish markets and footpath stalls and stores, etc. Encroachment, entire families on footpath, entire shelves, cupboards on the fucking footpath. Okay, yeah, TMC did it once, CPIM did Operation Sunshine, etc. But unless you deal this problem metaphorically, philosophically, rhetorically, it cannot be solved. You cannot, let's say, drive away 50 encroachers and then solve the problem forever. Because there's another 50 families waiting to encroach somewhere else, where again, if you try to move them away, you will face the same resistance. Once again, you fucking BJP guys keep reinventing the wheel forever and ever and ever. This is almost a continuation of the Debjit Sarkar problem, right? Because with Debjit Sarkar, they didn't give off the vibe that now BJP ecosystem is generally more educated than CPIM's ecosystem. They just won one cool debate for a night, whose impact will be there for about 6-7 months now. Ognimitra Paul ended up telling a footpath dweller, old lady, 50 years old, that she was boiling milk for her children. She said, "What, you have a stove on the footpath and you're boiling milk on the footpath? This cannot be allowed. Move this." And she said it pretty rudely. And a lot of people, I think, legitimately have called out, a lot of people on the right have called her out for being rude. But what I was very, very glad to observe in the Bengali keyboard warrior class is that I thought they would back the fuck down. I did think so. I thought these people will in the end, because in the end their brain is very Sanatanist temperaturist, the BJP adjacent keyboard warrior class. I thought they will say, yes, after all, poor people, bro, after all, let's wait for everybody to have a Tesla in the country. Every 1.4 billion people have a Tesla. After that, we will start the good stuff. They did not. Second day onwards, the Bengali keyboard warriors took the fucking Commies Trinamool supporters to the cleaners by pointing out that woman on camera, when that confrontation was happening, admitted a bunch of scary things that are absolutely the fault of CPIM and Trinamool. And now you cannot be a CPIM and Trinamool supporter today and say that you are opposed to this. She's in the footpath because of you. Non-Bengali guys, you all won't believe who that woman is who was actually boiling that milk for her children. She says she has been on the footpath for 50 years now. She used to have a husband who passed away long back. She used to have a son who passed away when he was 18 years old. Her name was Sita. While she was living on the footpath, she got married to a Muslim guy and had 4 kids. Her name today is Rashida. She was boiling that milk at this old age for her children from that guy. Look at the tragedy of this situation. There are insanely bad things that have happened for her to firstly live on the footpath for 50 years, then have your religion taken away from you, then have a random guy bring out 4 kids out of you. Look at the economic violence, the sexual violence, the cultural violence that woman has faced. Therefore, in that context, the most significant issue in this context cannot be that, oh my god, she couldn't boil milk for her kids or one afternoon, holy cow. And that's what the commies were focusing on. They have absolutely been forced to go back on the back foot because of the insane debating and pointing out of incredible facts, important facts by the BJP adjacent keyboard warrior class, the Bengali keyboard warrior class, who said that, first of all, look at the bad things that have happened to her. It's all your fault. And they went to economic arguments as well, that why did you create an economy that so many people have to become footpath dwellers? Countless Bengali keyboard warriors, BJP adjacent keyboard warriors who help BJP for free, were writing gigantic long posts in great pure Bengali. That pushback could not have come from BJP. It was not coming from BJP. I thought it's a huge screw up. Things are going to be lost on the narrative side completely. Electorally, it's going to have repercussions anyway. CPIM is going to make great inroads in the KMC elections unless BJP rigs things. But at least on the narrative side, there should be some balls shown. Shubhendu did show some balls on this as well. Shubhendu is going around standing by all the fringe views, or at least the views that are getting some pushback from inside the BJP folds or the right-wing folds. But Shubhendu is standing by all of them. Shubhendu just went in front of JU today and gave a speech and said, which is one of the topics today, He said, you all know what happens in Jadavpur University, Vande Mataram nahi bolne diya jata, etc. And he says insane things. We will check out that speech as well. But the main line he said was, I know the disease and I know the medicine. That is not how anybody other than Shubhendu is speaking in the top leadership of BJP, guys. So Shubhendu stood by, in a way he stood by ABVP in the end for what they did in JU, and as also he stood by Ognimitra Paul as well, and I think kind of said that yes, an alternative can be, I don't remember about alternatives, but I think he said something to the effect of that, yeah, she should have been more polite, etc. But he also said that, oh, Mamata Banerjee is really craving about it, why doesn't she take her home? But then Shubhendu came to that spot and tried to help her out directly. But that rhetorical war was not going to be won by Shubhendu as well, just by standing beside her. Because ultimately, there have to be arguments. Because ultimately, we are not Saudi Arabia and China. Ultimately, we are argumentative Indians, and that right hopefully is not going away anywhere. Then who was going to do that? BJP was divided, like they are in everything. They do not have the fucking balls to defend Ognimitra Paul. And they cannot really say, yes, encroachment is great. And they are not going to say that, well, the Commies brought us here. That mantle was luckily taken up by the BJP keyboard warrior class, and they did an insane job. Free का victory मिल गया BJP को फिर से. Now that is a sea change, guys. This conversation is finally here. That सिर्फ और सिर्फ गरीब चोद के इकोनॉमी, एस्थेटिक्स, सब कुछ का सत्यानाश करना has to end somewhere, or at least its end has to begin somewhere. There is one still market logic that in the end, if there's a demand for a certain product at a certain spot, it will find its way, etc. So it's not like because of these encroachment drives, your footpaths are going to be shop free and stall free, fast food free forever from now on. But I think there will be maybe some degree of streamlined tolabaji, which happens in every state, least in Gujarat. Or you will have legal shops somehow. I don't know if that's possible on footpaths. But there is a demand for that stuff, for the stuff that people buy from the footpaths. And there are not enough places for all of them to open shops, because they are setting up their footpath shops in front of already existing shops. And those shops do not sell these things. So let's see what happens. But whenever there is a demand in an economy, it will find a way. So what we on the side of anti-encroachment are saying right now is that regardless of that economic demand, the encroachment removal is still necessary, because otherwise that benefit of the economy that we are getting from having that demand met by letting people start their shops on the footpath, even ignoring all the illegalities and unfairness that the shopkeepers face on in front of whose shops other people set up their shops, etc. Ignoring all of the illegality and all the unfairness, there is still the problem that the overall image of the city, the state, is important for tourism as well as outsiders' investments, and we cannot have that with this bustification of Kolkata that has happened in the last 30 years. This fucking eyesore. And I have begun to realize, especially since after some of the encroachment drives that a lot of the problems we think we have in matters of aesthetics and bad looking roads and neighborhoods, etc. in India compared to other better countries is more often than not just because of encroachment, guys. Just remove the encroachments. It's going to be a sea change already in beauty and aesthetics. It's not like it's only the climate and AQI that matters, or the geography, or the architecture style, etc. All of that matters as well. But an overwhelming majority, an overwhelming proportion of the problem is solved just by removing encroachments. Because of how awesome some places are looking in Kolkata today, because of the lack of encroachments. And I have an insane example of my own. Just a few days back, after an entire night of discussions and fun with two friends, right when they were about to go home, I decided, okay, let's just go to Howrah Bridge for a while. We'll see the sunrise from Howrah Bridge. By the time we reached, the sun was up and about. But we did a morning a breakfast out opposite of Howrah station in one of those illegally encroached dhabas. And that dhabas, the seating arrangement is nearby the main road, where you are eating that food in unhygienic conditions with a bunch of dust and smoke, etc. I looked inside. You don't usually look inside a dark and dingy and dirty dhaba all that much, right? I did. I was looking around, and then I noticed that there are windows. It's an actual concrete structure which is illegal on the footpath opposite Howrah station. That's a prime fucking property. It's on the banks of the Ganga. And then I went to wash my hands in a very dirty part of the dhaba. Some cooking utensils were kept there, and you wash your hands there. And there were two windows. Those two windows opened out to the view of just the Ganga and Kolkata beyond the Ganga. Imagine that view in a cafe or a great restaurant. Imagine a bunch of great cafes and restaurants or other stuff opposite Howrah station. Imagine these illegal encroacher fuckers working as bouncers. Imagine a disco there with a riverside view, and they work as bouncers or as waiters or as utensil cleaners or as floor cleaners. Imagine the price of that property. Imagine the dealings in that property. Imagine the fucking salaries in that property. Ignoring all of that, we are first of all going to have an ugly Howrah station area, unhygienic food, and some random local BJP/Trinamool Tolabaj getting a cut, and the police getting a cut out of that illegal encroacher's pocket. And think of simply the vulnerability that guy faces. He's completely at the mercy of the amount of his tola, whatever the local tolabaj says. Okay. বন্ড বুক বিজেপির দালালির টপিক ছাড়ার কর্নার টপিক নেই তোর কাছে? না, টপিক তো অনেক আছে, সেদিন তো তোমরা আসো না। How long do you think it will take for keyboard warriors to evolve from will save your ass to we saved your ass, you owe us, fix this? Never. Because they are into that argument of, oh, what will happen, Congress will be in power, so no, ultimately we will vote for BJP only, etc. Imagine that we pay premium prices for poolside cafes whole being a river. Bhai, that is the potential, no? Of the opposite of Howrah station. That place is insane. I still haven't posted that photograph. I will. Just the sunrise. You can see the Howrah Bridge from a different angle, and the Ganga from that window. And it's a dilapidated, dirty, unhygienic dhaba. স্প্যামারটাকে ওরাও না স্প্যামার আমার লাইভ চ্যাটের অ্যালগোরিদম বাড়াচ্ছে। গান্ডু তো ইকোনমিক্স বোঝে না, 31 তৃণমূলকে আনবে এই ইকোনমিক্স দিয়ে। তো more power to Agnimitra Paul. I hope more such discussions take place. Now we get to Shubhendu. Check out Shubhendu's speech at Jadavpur today. He doesn't mean everything he says here. People who have followed Shubhendu for a long time know that some things he's saying just because he is getting along with the crowd and stuff. He is a great crowd worker. No, he's like Trump and any great stand-up comedian, etc. He knows the mass, just like Mamata Banerjee even. But the message that the optics is that he is at least standing by these people that other people are confused about. What will my constituents say? What will my top leadership say? Will I get the ticket next time? Should I piss him off? Should I piss her off? भाई ऐसे काम करने के लिए भोसरी के पॉलिटिक्स में आया था। গান্ডু তুই বিজেপির দালালি করিস, যারই দালালি করি তোর ইকোনমিক্সের বুদ্ধি গান্ডুই থাকবে এবং তোর এই গান্ডু ইকোনমিক্সের বুদ্ধিতে তৃণমূল পাওয়ারে আসবে না। আর যে আসুক মমতা ব্যানার্জি পাওয়ারে আসবে না, হয়তো ঋতব্রত আসবে, তখন তোদের দিয়ে চোষাবে দেখবি। চেক আউট শুভেন্দু's স্পিচ নাও গাইস। Oh yeah, here is the speech. Shafiqul luckily uploaded it. Shafiqul is doing such a great job, right? Shafiqul Islam, 1.91 million, 91 million subscribers, biggest Bengali right-wing voice, and is Muslim. Great friends with Shubhendu, and Shubhendu actually has not given any exclusive interview to anybody other than ABP Anando, not even ABP I guess, but came on a phone call conversation on Shafiqul's channel. Yeah, Nandish, it's better. Yeah, guys. One insane thing that Shubhendu said today was which language does it make most sense in? It makes a lot of fun sense in Bengali as well. হয় আমরা থাকবো নয়তো ওরা থাকবে, either हम रहेंगे नहीं तो वो रहेंगे. This is what he said to JU Commies, guys. ভাই এত বিজেপির দলের ভাই ফাই বলে লাভ নেই ভাই। তৃণমূল গাধার গাড়ে গেছে, কোনোদিন ফিরবে না। মমতা ব্যানার্জি কোনোদিন ফিরবে না। উনি দুঃখে কষ্টে লজ্জায় অপমানিত হয়েই মারা যাবেন একদিন না একদিন। কিচ্ছু ওনার হাতে নেই ভাই। ভাই উনি হেরে গেছেন, হেরে ভূত হয়ে গেছেন, মিথ্যে কথা বলার এখনও থামাননি। ওনার পলিটিক্যাল কেরিয়ার শেষ, ওনার কোনো লেগেসি নেই। উনি একটা ঘৃণ্য কীট পতঙ্গ হিসেবেই মানুষের স্মৃতিতে রয়ে যাবেন। কী বালছির বেটার বিরুদ্ধে তুমি কিচ্ছু করতে পারবে না। ওকে, obvious stuff, obvious shenanigans again. Let's see, what do I have to do? This seems to be working. No, it isn't. Is it now? Give me a moment. There are infinite numbers of my faces right now. Okay, I know what to do. I'm getting the hang of it. Firstly, remove this. Yeah. Then I add a window capture. Great, it's working. Yeah. Phew. Guys, brace yourselves, non-Bengalis. I'm going to translate every line. You all are going to have a fun, hilarious time listening to Shubhendu. This is insane stuff. Tor marer dose padeni. Guys, check out what this Trinamool supporter is saying on the live chat after 4th May, when Trinamool is nowhere in power. He's saying, it seems like you haven't been beaten up enough. This is what a Trinamool supporter is saying, guys. We have many hackers in our chat, right? Guys, let me know his IP address. Find it out. I'll send it to Netajanagar police station right now. Guys, get me his ID. Get me his real ID and his name and location. We'll have some fun. ও আর কি বলছিল, তোর মারের ডোজ পড়েনি দাদা। ও শুধু মারের ডোজ পড়েনি এতক্ষণ ধরে বলেছে? যা বাবা,
आजादी स्लोगान के आजादी।
Oh, YouTube is translating it for me, guys. This is going to be nice, hilarious. I'll just sit back. By the way, guys, smoking is injurious to health. Smoking causes cancer. Do not smoke and fuck Trinamool.
आजादी किसर आजादी?
किस चीज का आजादी?
हेरोइन खार आजादी किसर आजादी? हेरोइन खार आजादी।
Shubhendu is saying heroin खाने का आजादी. Shubhendu da heroin खाए ना. Shubhendu luckily doesn't know heroin खाए ना माथा है literally. But anyway, you get the drift. That किस चीज का आजादी? हेरोइन करने का आजादी, हेरोइन खाने का आजादी.
गांजा खार आजादी, ड्रग नेওয়ার
गांजा पीने का, गांजा खाने का आजादी, हेरोइन खाने का आजादी.
आजादी, गांजा खार आजादी, ड्रग नेওয়ার आजादी.
Somebody in the stage is saying एकदम बिल्कुल सही बोला आपने.
टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग,
This is today in front of Jadavpur University, guys, at the place called Jadavpur.
এই বিয়াদব গুলোকে
कोई तृणमूल समर्थक कोई গেল জল লেওড়া আইপি অ্যাড্রেস শুনে গায়েব হয়ে গেছে. এই বুকের পাটা নিয়ে দিদিকে সামনে, আরে দিদির মতো বুকের পাটাতে হলো তাও কিছু বুঝতাম.
অবন্তিপুরায় যখন 45 জন সিআরপিএফ কে উড়িয়ে দেয় পাকিস্তানি জঙ্গিরা, সেদিন মিছিল করতে দেখা যায় না, শোক
He's
প্রকাশ
talking about
করতে.
Pahalgam. No, many other stuff.
যেদিন যাদবপুরের বাঁশদ্রোণীর বিটান অধিকারী বিয়ালার সমীর গুহ ধর্ম দেখে, পোশাক খুলে দেখে তাদেরকে হিন্দু বলে পাহেলগাঁয়ে খুন করা হয়, সেদিন এদের মিছিল হয় না. আর অপারেশন সিঁদুর হলে মিছিল বের করে, যুদ্ধ নয় শান্তি চাই, অবিলম্বে পাকিস্তানে ভারতীয় হানা বন্ধ করো. এরা কারা? একদম হিসাবের শেষ পর্যায়ে এসে গেছে. নয় এরা থাকবে, নয় আমরা থাকবো, মাঝখানে আর কিছু হবে না. কাশ্মীর মাঙ্গে আজাদি, কাশ্মীর মাঙ্গে আজাদি.
आजादी.
এই বিয়াদব
This is a distinctly Bengali tone, guys. This tone can't be translated properly, but it's like, हाँ आज़ादी चाहिए तुझे, आज़ादी. now sadly, the day BJP attacked JU people, which they shouldn't have to. The situation is that BJP adjacent Sangh affiliated organizations do not counter the core problems ever, so the situation arises where their only remaining remedy is to go and attack universities. You can do that by non-violent means, they do not do that. But anyway, when that was happening, there was one kind of funny thing said by one ABVP guy that night. The commies had all closed themselves, locked themselves behind a collapsible gate, and they were all looking very scared and stuff, and one ABVP guy is standing outside saying in Bengali, Azadi, Bahara abhi deta hu Azadi. Now Shubhendu is saying Azadi. Oh, Barbarica, your lighter. Where's your lighter? Yeah, here. Barbarica left his beautiful lighter with me. Guys, check this out.
তোমরা শুনে রাখো, দাদি একদম হিসাবের শেষ পর্যায়ে এসে গেছে. নয় এরা থাকবে, নয় আমরা থাকবো.
Either they will be here or we will be here. And we know the way Bengal politics is right now, national politics is right now. That situation is actually not going to come. BJP is probably going to get screwed before that. But at least Shubhendu is kind of saying it, keeping the moral high, etc. among his supporters.
মাঝখানে আর কিছু হবে না. কাশ্মীর মাঙ্গে আজাদি, কাশ্মীর মাঙ্গে আজাদি.
Kashmir.
এই বিয়াদবরা শুনে রাখো, অপারেশন সিঁদুরে মাসুদ আজহারের বংশকে নির্বংশ করেছে আমাদের এয়ারফোর্স, আর আমরা পাক অকুপাই কাশ্মীরও দখল করব. আর অপেক্ষা করুন.
POK का कॉल भी वो दे दिया भाई बेंगल सीएम ने.
অনেকেই ভাবেন আপনি তো বিরোধী দলনেতার মতো বক্তব্য রাখছেন.
See, I like Shubhendu's rigor of political science. he is kind of a well-read guy. I mean, not as an intellectual, but at least more so than your run-of-the-mill Trinamooli. But he has a distinct knowledge of actual political science. I have noticed that repeatedly. And there was one significant criticism that everybody made, even Trinamool supporters made, people who helped Mamata come to power, that is, right after Mamata came to power, that she's going on doing protests and stuff and behaving like an opposition leader. And Shubhendu remembers that criticism because he was in Trinamool back then, and he's saying that do not mistake these words for me acting like an opposition leader. I am saying this as the head of the state. Check out this point.
সরকার তো আপনার মানে বিজেপির, আপনি হেড, তো আপনার। আর অপেক্ষা করুন, অনেকেই ভাববেন আপনি তো বিরোধী দলনেতার মতো বক্তব্য রাখছেন। সরকার তো আপনার মানে বিজেপির, আপনি হেড। আপনি এদের পারছেন না জব্দ করতে? হ্যাঁ, আমি অসুখও জানি, ওষুধও জানি। আর মেরা বিদ্যার্থী পরিষদ কা পুরা
I know both the disease and the medicine.
তো জানি।
No, these are empty rhetorics. He doesn't actually have a medicine for handling JU. What are you going to do? Beat them up more? What exactly are you going to do? But he's at least standing by them. But the solution to the JU commie academics is non-commie academics. There's no other solution to this in a civilized society.
और मेरा विद्यार्थी परिषद का पूरा जो लड़का लोग पूरा देश में, उसके लिए मैं दो शब्द बता रहा हूं हिंदी में। जेएनयू दिल्ली, हैदराबाद उस्मानिया, सबको आप लोग सुधार दिया है विद्यार्थी परिषद। अभी तो जादवपुर बाकी है, ये भी हो जाएगा। राष्ट्रवादी जागरण हो गया है, ये रुकने वाला कोई नहीं है, ये आंधी है। এত সাহস! आर्ट्स হোস্টেলে দেওয়ালে রেড স্যালুট কিষানজি। হু ইজ কিষানজি?
অসুখও জানি, ওষুধও জানি, হয় ওরা থাকবে না হয় আমরা থাকবো। কড়া ভাষাতে আজকে বক্তব্য রেখেছেন রাজ্যের মুখ্যমন্ত্রী শুভেন্দু।
Now, that JU problem has no solution, guys. You can't do this with power play. By the way, I heard two hilarious arguments from Commies. One on the encroachment issue and one on the JU issue. The one on the JU issue is grammatically at least correct. Let me tell you the anti-encroachment issue, guys. It's insane. One elderly gentleman, commie, from some commie organization was doing a procession by the railway tracks, protesting the notices served to the slums which exist by the railway lines in Bengal. And news people go for a bite to that elderly gentleman, and he says, people are saying this land belongs to the railways. How? Who told you? They bought it from East India Company, or they got handed it to them from the erstwhile East India Company. But the East India Company didn't buy this land from anybody. Did they buy it? He in fact asked this rhetorically. And that's kind of an interesting argument, but what can you do? There's only so much history to fall back upon. Therefore, historyism in right-wing has to go in the entire world. Right-wing fails because of their historyism, their dependency on history, awesomeness of their past society, etc. Edenism, that's the term. Edenism should be used, I think, as a tool every now and then, as a scalpel. But for right-wingers all over the world, historyism is a fucking crutch. They cannot move one step ahead without history. तो भाई हिस्ट्री करोगे तो हिस्ट्री में जब फ्लॉज निकलेंगे तब फिर से तुम अंधा बन जाओगे, या फिर फ्लॉज नहीं थे ये चोदते फिरोगे. The other argument that a Bengali commie was giving in JU about Palestine flags and stuff, he said that, well, that's the position of our state as well, state with capital S. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was also in favor of it, so we are perfectly in line with our with our foreign policy. They also support the right of Palestine to survive. So do we. But then the guy actually pointed out something else, which is grammatically correct, but I think the major reason for the Bengali hatred of the Indian right wing is because of this terminology confusion, okay? Guys, non-Bengalis, Rashtra and Rajya has the opposite meaning in Bengali. Rajya is the governance, the state with capital S. Rashtra in Hindi, Sanskrit, I guess you all mean to be the territory. In Bengali, Rashtra is the state with capital S, Rajya is the area. So that guy says, Amra deshpremi, Amra Rashtrabadi noi, which makes sense. Why would you be just statist, pro-state? You mean just then pro-West Bengal government, pro-Indian government? What you mean, what you non-Bengalis mean when you say Rashtrabadi is a patriot, nationalist. In Bengali, it means simply pro-government. So that guy says, Amra deshpremi, Amra Rashtrabadi noi. Now, therefore, Hindu Rashtra is extra problematic for them, I think. Barbar is saying, JU solution is very simple. Set up Pilani level campuses near it. Koi jayega hi nahi to. What's the trade-off for JU problem? What do you mean trade-off for JU problem, Skanda? Do you mean the solution? A trade-off in what sense? That if they solve JU in the manners that Shubhendu thinks can be solved, the trade-offs for that way of solving the JU problem. Do you mean that? In that case, just bad impressions, political capital loss. Not everybody will stand by that. There will be huge ongoing wave after wave of protests, never-ending protests, and it's going to escalate to much larger things if you keep on beating students. And you should not beat up students, especially the ones who are below the age of 25. Their prefrontal cortex isn't even fully formed yet. They are just unintelligent human beings, passionate, wannabe problem solvers of the society. उसको तुम पीट के तो भाई नेशनलिस्ट नहीं बना पाओगे. ওটাই বলছিলাম আমরা জাতীয়বাদী, not রাষ্ট্রবাদী. Yes, but in Hindi that's not what it means. In Hindi, Rashtrabadi genuinely means nationalism and patriotism. Although nationalism and patriotism is not the same, but they kind of mean nationalism, nationism. That I got argument in Instagram account with a JMI student, Jamia Millia. He's threatening me to file FIR. Basically, he does have some anti-Islam comments. Do you think he can really do anything? But I didn't get. I didn't get your comment fully, Srijan. Is he threatening to you because he has some anti-Islam comments from your side? Yeah, 294A is all good. I mean, it's alive and healthy. You will have to get a lawyer if he is in fact threatening that. Excuse me. Or take a lawyer and go to the local police station immediately. Context, you always say there are no solutions, only trade-offs. Oh, yeah. Right. What is the trade-off? The trade-off will be, or some questions, Kanda. The trade-off is not in the context of the entire state, but BJP will lose some of its safety and security because they will have to be in bed with academics who hate BJP's guts for some things and will not shy away from saying it. Right? BJP can't tolerate that. BJP will have to swallow this trade-off. Nazia Ilahi Khan, bhai, for what? In the JU context? No. JU cannot be solved. Tulte hobe puro. Na bhai. And BJP has done very little to clean up the academia. Yeah, and proudly so. Because firstly, they do not know how to clean up the academia. If they have these bad ideas and then they want to clean up the academia, it's best that they do not clean the academia. Because if cleaning up the academia only means beating up under 25 children, then no. Leave it. तुमसे ना हो पाएगा. Oh, अच्छा, Chonindam. Yeah. Yes, Nazia Ilahi can help. Srijan, get in touch with her if you can. She's from Kolkata. If BJP was smart, then they would use the trade-off and use the professors. Yeah, they cannot. They do not get that. If BJP, yeah. Context, you always say, yeah. Let's see some other comments. We have covered every topic, right? I will just check that. Oh guys, the main topic now, that's what we will get into now. VHP's directives to Durga Puja committees which has created a furor amongst commies first and foremost. Somehow they are Hindu today, but amongst a bunch of Bengali proud Hindu right-wingers as well. Now, I critiqued a guy on my community, criticized a guy in my community tab. I posted a screenshot saying that, oh my god, since 4th May, it seems that the Hindu population in West Bengal has grown. Because so many people are becoming Hindus now. These days, everybody is saying, see, even I am a Hindu, but I do not accept BJP. Even I am a Hindu, but I do not accept X of BJP, Y of BJP, Z of BJP, etc. Okay? Commies are playing the Hindu card. That's how far the Overton window has shifted, guys. Before 4th May, no one would have said, even I am a Hindu, but XYZ, ... Before 4th May, all of them were global citizens with only secular humanism as their religion, or music as their religion, or spirituality, etc. Spiritual, not religious, etc. All kind of made up stuff, none of which makes sense grammatically. But since commies today are saying that even I am a Hindu and therefore I have some extra right to reject VHP, I cannot take that, I will not take that argument from commies and Trinamool supporters. That's the only thing. I will have a debate about whether VHP's directives are too fascist or not. We will get to the directives directly first of all. And whether it's un-Bengali or not. That's the criticism from the Hindu Bengali right-wing side against VHP's directives. But that conversation I will not listen to from commies and Trinamool supporters, because commies hate being Hindu. Excuse me. And Trinamool supporters are evil, corrupt, etc. They are devout Hindus in name and in appearances, etc. One of my attackers has that dharmasiti, I forgot that quote from Gita in her bio, etc. Okay, but these commies who are very boldly, bravely criticizing West Bengal BJP all day long, trolling BJP 24/7 pretty much, most of whom who don't even live in Bengal, and some of whom are, mostly the ones I'm seeing at least, are musicians who are heavily dependent on Trinamool created black money for their bread and butter, because they are mostly live musicians, because in West Bengal the economy is so bad and the industry sucks so hard that the biggest of the composers go around doing live shows all day, because then you get some quick money and good money, and frequently. But in actual music production, sitting at home, being a composer, music director and stuff, that doesn't give you enough money. And then you do ultimately bad stuff only because everybody is retarded around you, or you don't get enough time, or the producer's wife gave some feedback on your music, okay? Now, with all of that in place, there are a bunch of commies, mostly in this group, who also kept mum about Trinamool's wrongdoings for 15 years, other than the Hok Kolorob movement, which happened in 2014, and RG Kor, which happened in 2025. So that's a 11-year break from commenting on politics that all of these commies took. Maybe legitimately so, because they were fearful for what would happen to their families back home if they sat in Pune and commented on Trinamool's misdoings. They do not have that fear today, to the credit of BJP. No one will credit BJP for this, but BJP must be remembered at least for this in Bengal, for giving commies and Trinamoolis the balls to be extremely critical of the government. The same commies who did not dare to do so against Trinamool, or even right before the 2026 elections, for the last 1 month, all they argued against was BJP, as if BJP has been running the state for 34 years. Or as if the let's say, all the singled out bad things that have happened in every BJP run state, including the center, let's say there are 15 such things, they were comparing those 15 things with the 15 wrongdoings of Trinamool in one state. That's the level of knowledge of maths and economics they have, obviously. So they are not a stakeholder in this. I will not listen to them about personal freedoms and whether VHP is trampling upon them or not. Now coming to the actual directives of VHP. Singhania Praveen, you can contact me on Instagram, College Street Kolkata, or at my email ID or Twitter. Twitter is at Indic Economics, and my email ID is indiconsciousness@gmail.com. Indic spelled the usual way, consciousness spelled the usual way. Shakra is saying VHP directives with 9 pointers is fake. Where are the real directives? Do we have it in writing? That's a problem if they now again fall back to the fake one. Let's see if I have the original one, because mine did not seem that bombastic. Okay. Yeah. No theme pujas which like a pandal made of shoes, all sorts of street art and stuff, devoid of pretty much any religiosity. And the religious people in our live chat have pointed out that in the biggest of the pujas of Kolkata, actual paddhatis are absolutely not followed properly. It's sacrificed at the altar of fun and frolic. Then প্রদীপ জ্বালিয়ে নয়, চক্ষুদান নয়, শাস্ত্রীয় নিয়ম মেনে প্রতিপদ থেকে পুজোর উদ্বোধন হোক. Yeah. They are saying, I think nobody disagrees with this, that the puja must be inaugurated from the correct time. But at least in the last 2 years, even before the Mahalaya, some pujas were getting opened because Mamta wanted to avoid some controversy or the other. Where did that Mamta supporter go? Bhai, ID or police station bol diya. Then yeah, when those idols are being made, you are not supposed to have photography. You are not allowed to do photography. Now, how is that going to be enforceable? See, I think these are random just suggestions by VHP, because let's say in the place called Kumortuli, where those idols are being made, I'm going to now deploy police force extra there and take away people's cameras. What law lets you do that? You'll pass new laws for this, or declare a 144 in Kumortuli for idol making. What's going to happen? Yeah, so no theme pandals again. Yeah, and no shoes and torn shirts pandal that used to be the theme in some pujas. Now, the main point of contention, guys, is that VHP has said no meat products should be allowed in front of or inside the pandal. There lies the problem many Bengal right-wingers have, that no, we are such proud sacrificers of bulls and goats, etc. How can VHP do this Gujaratification or UPification of Bengali Hinduism and Bengali Durga Puja and say that we will not be allowed to bring meat anywhere near the idols or inside the pandal. So this is not going to stick in the end, but optically, yes, this is a sort of a problem. The Commies just got some more, like you get health in video games. That's what the Commies got. The damage that that Debjit Sarkar had inflicted upon them has kind of been reversed because of this new topic of VHP. Now they want to get to the VHP topic, and right-wingers want them to stay on the educational qualification of CPM leaders topic. But you see, this is what happens when you force things. Guys, people don't understand. The way we Commies are raised, if I had not read Sanjeev Sanyal's book Land of Seven Rivers on my own, out of my own curiosity, and had it forced down upon me, if BJP had made that book mandatory the day Modi came to power, I would still be a commie today. Simply in order to reject that force, reject that fascism. How dare you forcefully force me to become a right-winger and stuff. You're trying to brainwash me. You have to create leeways, pathways, incentives from which people can think differently. You will not beat anybody into becoming a nationalist. And you do not have the power to do that. You do not have the street presence to do that actually. I wonder if you have the physical strength to do that, because commies are all skinny drug addicts and Hindu right-wingers are often fat fucks who cannot do a single push-up but will believe in their hearts that they will be able to handle any desert homie rioter on the day because they do Pashubali. Yeah, your Pashubali is going to heal your lung capacity, I'm sure. But this optics game that VHP tried to pursue, which has absolutely backfired, how do we look at it? First of all, none of this is a legal directive. It's all, I think, suggestions. But at what capacity is even VHP sitting down with Pujo committees? That's the benefit of decentralization that the Sangh Parivar gets. VHP can say, no, we are not BJP, we are not RSS, we are just a random group who is saying these things. শুধুমাত্র সনাতন সংস্কৃতিকে রেখে প্যান্ডেল, so the pandal has to be in line with Sanatani vibes. Nothing anti-Sanatani should be on the pandals. But the meat part, since they added it, that's going to be a huge problem, and it's being a huge problem. And for the Bengali right wing to even justify in front of now suddenly Hindu commies, they will say, oh, see, we told you. You will face Gujufication and UPification, and it's here now. Vegetarianism is getting thrust down your throats, etc. Even though I'm sure they don't want to. But let's see. So I don't agree with these positions, but I'm not taking pointers from commies and people who did not speak out against TMC, that's all. No club will ever have the mantrik, tantric or shastrikal depth to have a proper balidan to conclude. It will definitely happen only in all Zamindar. No, but won't clubs be able to hire legit Purohits who know that? It's not only method, there are a bunch of Shakta, Western methods of Durga Puja, forearm item, yeah. Till this date, I have never seen any food stall, either veg or non-veg, inside pandal. Also, only 10% pujas get balidan done, yeah. And balidan is officially to illegal, no? Even that happens illegally only. It's a very tricky process, and and only proper Shastriya pujas do it, no club. Yeah. But why was this point brought up? Like, do people go inside a pandal with egg rolls and stuff? Or a chicken roll? That might be the worst case scenario, but I'm sure that can be prevented anyway without this hullabaloo about vegetarianism. But because if you drop that, I mean, at least don't throw around food inside the pandal. That can be ensured, regardless of whether it's a veg roll or not. But otherwise, who is bringing food inside a pandal? Why were these points brought up in the first place? That's the point. Puja of Durga of Bengal is Akal Bodhan. It's not supposed to happen from Pratipada. Oh my God! Listen to this. So this is also another un-Bengali thing that VHP has suggested. Bengali Durga Puja starts from Akal Bodhan. They are saying started from Pratipada. Yesterday, some thumbnail 20 TMC MPs moving to BJP. What are you talking about, NCPI folks? Yeah. Some legit journalists with credible sources are saying that they said it yesterday that in the next 4 days, those 20 MPs will be joining BJP. That's going to be hilarious. That's going to be insane. You know who is joining, right? Who all are joining. But they are still getting BJP, the country, some benefits, if at all the FCRA is passed and stuff. Otherwise, I don't know what they are achieving. But the West Bengal Trinamool, both the good ones, the bad ones, Ritabroto one, Mamata one, none of that is getting BJP any gains. On top of that, my attackers are inaugurating their pujas and stuff. Even Malda, Murshidabad MPs. NCPI MPs are how many? 21, right? I heard 20 are going among the 21. At least that's the source of that particular journalist. VHP is not a Sampradaya Dharma Guru. Our Dharma has a tradition of seeking their counsel in this matters, not some overarching church type body. Yeah, they think they are. VH Padidin ke Mamata Banerjee. Aditya, the argument in that case is that they were active on the ground. You just didn't know it. They have played a role in getting BJP elected as well in 2026. These are the arguments. Lord, only liberals among Hindutvaadis will be offended by that regulation. Which regulation, Ninar? The vegetarianism. Yeah, but no. Bengali religious Hindu diet is different. By the way, Dada, Padmanidhi Dharer comment ta porecho. Yes. I also have heard of that stuff. Remember Deepta Shodha said it in my documentary on memory itself. Although he didn't name him, he hinted at him. এমনিতেই মহালয়ার আগে থেকে অশাস্ত্রিক পদ্ধতিতে করছিল, প্রতিপদ থেকে করলে ভদ্রকালী দুর্গা পুজো হয়, 4 দিনের করলে কাত্তায়নী, জাস্ট দ্যাট 4 দিন প্রিভ্যালেন্ট, নট দ্যাট 9 day not. Nepal flood, guys, yes, that was another topic. So I am pretty, I think, convinced that China did it. China repeatedly gets away with these things. During Corona, a commie friend whom I had, that's the only person I have unfriended because I have some red lines. I had just made a song on our elite forces, Para SF, Marcos, etc. And he said that, yeah, the song is good, but after all, I can't agree with the topic, etc. I said, what can't you agree with? It's just an appreciation for some able, educated people who are risking their lives for our safety. He said, no, but the stuff that they have done in Kashmir and Northeast, etc. I said, yeah, they have faced court-martial for that, and for which system are you going to base the outcome of the system on how much screw-ups that the worst in that lot did? Then he said something rude and I blocked him, I unfriended him. Few days later, his feed comes up, one of his posts comes up on my feed. This is in 2018 or 19. No, this is in 2020, yeah, when the corona is going on. Because another mutual friend had commented on his post. And he says that, see, NEERAJAN has become such a right-wing nut job that he is being racist towards the Chinese people and blaming them for the corona. Guess what his argument was? That the coronavirus spread because Chinese people eat bats. And back then, he was vegan and I had recently stopped being vegan because I was bedridden out after my accident. And that guy says, so the main war here, the main narrative lens here is veganism versus non-veganism. Coronavirus spread because Chinese people eat bats, because they are not vegan. Therefore, in conclusion, if you blame Chinese people and their diets for spreading coronavirus, you are not racist against Chinese people, guys, according to Commies. If you criticize the Chinese government, you are racist towards Chinese people. That's the logic on which Commies operate. And mind you, this particular friend of mine is not getting CCP funds and stuff. The CCP, the success story of CCP is such that a guy far removed from the CCP, just on account of being well-read, ends up saying stuff like, yeah, Chinese people are bad, Chinese government is awesome. And if you hate Chinese people, no problem. You cannot hate the Chinese government. How was that achieved, guys? Was that achieved by beating people up in universities? Yeah? You think Mao achieved this? No, it's all post-den jobbing and funding up and grooming a bunch of academics, bureaucrats, scientists in USA. That's where Debjit Sarkar's nuking of Commies has its limitations, doesn't it? Now, China did get away with coronavirus. Now I think they are getting away with this as well. Because I saw some posts. First of all, that area, Roisa, what's the name of the place that faced the main brunt of that insane flash flood? My God, the visuals, holy shit. So they had smart city plans. That place was going to become an incredible developed city. And obviously China wouldn't want that. And another travel vlogger had posted about a month back saying good things about China and pointing out to those specific mountains on their side of the border, saying that, see, they are doing so many nice development stuff, they are blowing up the mountain here and there with dynamites, and they will have more roads and hydropower infra there, etc. So I guess one of their stray dynamites caused that gigantic piece of rock to fall, which they will conveniently blame global warming for. It's a win-win for them. They don't get blamed. On the other hand, global warming gets blamed, and when the global warming discourse gets stronger, the biggest beneficiary in the world is China. Because with the global warming discourse, only the West, the developed countries will be asked by their academics, their scientists that use less energy. China is not going to. We are not going to listen to anybody anyway, and nobody is going to say to us, do not be that high energy consuming anyway, because we are too poor. The actual beneficiary is going to be China. So lo and behold, everybody is blaming global warming again. The commie ideology is tempting for a young age, of course. Don't think Chinese funding was needed. Yeah. No, but Chinese funding is not required to make somebody commie. But Chinese funding, you would think, is required to make a commie say that Chinese people are bad, but the CCP is awesome. But even for that, they did not require, because of the genius of CCP. And communist ideology will, of course, be more palatable, because after all, it's a call to bring anybody and everybody along for the ride, except richest assholes. Wouldn't a bunch of Sanatan AC temperaturists like that suggestion as well? But on the other hand, if you're a right-winger, your first sentence is about excluding people. You're starting your discourse by fucking diagnosing an outgroup. How are you going to appeal to kids? It's going to come with intelligence, maturity. Like some people were against Rani Rashmoni building Dakshineshwar, those people are against Mamta making Digha Dham. I said, you are against Ram Mandir because Modi is Teli Mamta. The unfriending is nothing against what I had to see. Devout Hindu artists. Oh yeah, you told us about that. Left has a 100-yard head start. We are busy dictating pointers on how Bengalis will. Puja, yeah. In my opinion, Virat Hindu. Bhai, ish. A bit off topic, but if possible, please do a live review of A Citizen's Guide to Public Finance, episode 5 with Shruti Rajagopal, Amit Verma. Nice. Thanks for the suggestion, guys. P. Bharat, I'll remember it. I have 3 in the pipeline already. Sajjan Singh versus Ajit Bharti. We will get to that. And what else? I have them noted down. Okay then. I'll take your leave now. This was a fun conversation. How long have we been at it? Just under 2 hours. Holy shit. That's a tight live stream. Apparently $100 billion was routed through NGO route from Qatar to US universities. This is not brand new information. This has been going on for a long time. And look at Al Jazeera's funding. Al Jazeera's 90% funding officially, I'm not saying it through many sources and inside information. Officially speaking, 90% of Al Jazeera's funding comes from the Qatar government. You all know that. 10% from like Pepsi, Cola and stuff. In that 90%, $100 million per year is declared. Rest of it is undeclared for some reason. And then look at what Al Jazeera is achieving. Does anybody in the world equate Al Jazeera to Doordarshan? People think Al Jazeera is one of the many significantly credible news organizations, and Doordarshan is simply the mouthpiece of the Indian government. Most people do not know that Al Jazeera is the Doordarshan of Qatar. Most people do not know that BBC is the Doordarshan of UK. So, my point is, if the Qatar government is giving upward of $100 million, so look at the quality of Al Jazeera, its studios, its reach. So it has to be somewhere around $400 to $500 million at the very least, right? Per year. And look what they're achieving. Guess what is Doordarshan's yearly grants that they get from the government? $475 million. That's what the GOI spends on Doordarshan each year. What is the Doordarshan achieving for us? Getting us in terms of narrative or global relevance, dominance, forget fucking dominance, even relevance. Even being taken seriously. Why isn't that happening? Just quality? No. You have to have journalists of all shapes and colors. तब तो नहीं. Who cares what the white guy says? वो चोदने से तो अल जजीरा नहीं बनेगा चुतिया तुम्हारा. तुम्हारा $475 million में भोसरी का चैनल ही बनेगा. दादा पदोनिधि धर हाँ पढ़ेছি कमेंटটা. We have first post. हाँ भाई फिर से तो individual effort से first post. See, I am libertarian. I am big time against government funding of anything. But if we are going to compete against commies who are government funded by our own government, if we are going to compete against commies of the entire world who are funded by the richest of countries, there, bhai, how can free market work? Because it's a right-wing discourse. We are full of outgroups here, there an outgroup, there an outgroup. सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंडिया के राइट विंग या फिर एनआरआई राइट विंगर मिलके भाई अल जजीरा का कंपिटिटर कैसे बनाएंगे? हिंदू मिलिटेंसी ग्रुप क्या होगा उससे? बहुत सारे तो है. दूरदर्शन का बैलेंस शीट. Okay then. Thanks guys. See you all soon. Bye bye. This was a great conversation. Thanks for joining. See you all soon. Good night.
তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা তলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রা দলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো